All right, one last thing, and then we'll wrap up. So while we see in associational life more and more associations not having an annual meeting, yours is coming up Saturday, October 11, we'll put it in that commercial. They're just going to 4 quarterly executive board type meetings. Yet you're expanding yours. So talk about the reason for that, and give whatever plug you want to give. I'm assuming you're going to broadcast this before October 11th, so we're encouraging. Encouraging folks. First Baptist Church.
I can rearrange some stuff.
Okay, First Baptist Church Gonzales on Saturday, October 11th. So talk about the reason for expanding yours. And what's going to happen?
For one, I mean, I don't criticize any association that does four standard. I mean, the truth is, this may not work. And we may end up going back to 4 regular. What we won't go back to is the annual meetings we used to do.
Okay.
We're not going back to that.
2 separate ones.
Well,
for you.
I mean, it wasn't that they were separate. Is it that they weren't life-giving?
Okay.
They weren't encouraging.
Okay.
People didn't want to come.
Okay.
We're trying to get the pastors to bring their people. And as a pastor, I didn't want to. I was like, I mean, I got to go. I got to go. I'm on the committee. I'm the moderator. I got to go. I don't want to go. Much less try to convince my people to come. You know? And so, I mean, I'm just saying we haven't figured this out. Okay. This is it's
a test.
It's an experiment. We're going to see how it goes. I've heard of other associations kind of make their annual meeting their big thing of the year, and they're doing kind of, or we're doing kind of what they're doing. You know, I'm kind of learning from them and trying some things that they're doing.
I'm watching because I've been thinking about it.
But I'm just convinced we can't keep doing what we were doing.
Good.
So either we will go to a 4th meeting that is just a standard meeting and we don't put all that pressure on everybody. But we're committed to trying this for 3 years.
I like it. Okay, 3 years.
So we want to give it a real shot.
Good.
We don't want to do a one and done and say, well, that, you know. No, we want to give, and that was some feedback from the pastors. Is good encouragement from them to say, well, let's really give this a shot.
Good.
You know, give it a try.
Okay.
So for 3 years, we're going to try this. And so we're 2 associations. And so we would typically have 2 separate annual meetings, and it would be I don't know if it's standard or not. In my 15 years of pastoring, it's standard. I don't know what it looks like across the state, but you know, the afternoon session would be the business session stuff. You break for dinner, you come back and do an evening worship service. Half the people leave in between. Or sometimes half the people show up at the end. You know, so it just kind of depends. For the fun part, so that's what I'm talking about when I say we're not going to go back to that. What we're going to try is a Saturday, so we have a little more time. And the whole emphasis for us is on that member sitting in the pew whom God has gifted to serve in their church. And either they're doing it or they're exploring how to do it. Okay?
Good.
So this is our chance to invest in them. So as a minister or pastor of the congregation, I would encourage them to look at this. This is an opportunity for me to get training for my members that costs us nothing, that they can just show up to, and it's relatively local. Nobody's going to have to drive more than about an hour to get to it, so you don't have to go to Dallas or Houston or wherever some of our state conventions do these big trainings and stuff. So it's local, it's free in that you've already kind of paid for it because you've invested in the association. And so you're already covering the cost of it, you know, by being a member of the association. And so the way we're investing in those members whom God has called to minister is by having some breakouts. And so we're going to have breakouts for those serving in children, youth, worship, adult discipleship, those who are either serving in the area of or just wanting to grow in the area of evangelism, missions. Those are 2 separate breakouts as well. Like we're going to have some on community outreach evangelism and then some on like I won't say, international missions only, but missions beyond kind of your backyard. And so we'll have breakouts on that. We're going to have a couple breakouts for, so this is something that's really important to me, is that we are ministering to the wives of ministers.
I love it. Good.
And so we are developing a ministry wives network. We kind of kicked it off with a appreciation dinner for them back in February. And Laura Cherry, shout out to Laura. She's been instrumental in helping us with this. She is the wife of a minister at Flatonia Baptist Church, Martin Cherry, who's their associate pastor of worship, and he does a lot of stuff there. But so Laura's helping with this. And so they're going to have 2 breakouts. One is going to be a get to know you and visit and catch up for those who do know each other. And the other is going to be planning and who wants to help with what. What do we want to do? Yeah. And because it needs to be theirs. And so they're going to work on it together. So we're going to have a couple of breakouts on that. Keith Durham, who's a DOM at Concho Valley, is going to be our keynote speaker for the morning session. He's going to come and talk about what it means to be a church member in the morning session. And then he's going to do a breakout on Sunday school stuff, discipleship stuff.
Great.
And so...
And deacon ministry. Don't forget the deacon ministry.
I would say I'm saving the deacon one to the last. I'm saving it for last. So, but I was trying to think if there's any... Oh, another thing, our host church, First Gonzalez... who are great partners, and Pastor Josh and Pastor Keith, their worship pastor, and Lane, their youth minister, are really helping us with this.
Good.
I'm very thankful for them. And so they're going to provide childcare during the breakouts.
Awesome.
All other sessions, you have to take your kiddo with you, but during those 3 breakouts, there will be childcare, and then we're going to have a couple breakouts for students, for teenagers.
Great.
That they can go to as well.
Oh, great.
And so there'll be opportunity for them to come and learn and have fun together. And then if you want to mention anything about the deacon breakout, I'm excited about that because it's going to be a 2-parter.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of interest in this.
Good.
And even before, people were saying, well, can we do something association-wide for deacon training? Because I'll go and do a deacon training for individual church. Yeah. Most DOMs will.
Right.
But they were wanting to do something bigger. I thought, well, what if we just make that part of the annual meeting?
Yeah.
And then you come, you get all the other stuff.
Yeah.
But then as a part of it, and I kept thinking and praying, it's like, I could do it. I don't really want to do it.
Yeah.
Who could I get that's, and then I had a conversation with you. It's like, light bulb, here we go. Yeah. And so you want to give a plug, talk a little bit about it?
I'm excited about it. In fact, some of our churches are interested, so we may have some of our guys come too. And so we're going to look at what has been traditional deacon ministry. We're going to look at what the Bible says, obviously. Some of it's going to be review. I hope that some of it's going to be eye-opening. And then the second part of it will be...
It's a 2-parter, so this is 2 different breakouts.
Right. So then the second part of it will be the deacons meeting with their deacon body, brainstorming and brainwriting, developing, okay, how does this look for us? Instead of, here's the plan sent down by the convention and everyone must do this. Yeah. It's what's going to work in our setting. And I think that's a big deal because when I got to DeKalb in 2001, they were doing that traditional deacon family ministry. And a few of them said, well, I live on this end of the county, and outside town, and several of my families are over here on this side of town. This isn't working. And so we reworked some things there. So it's that idea of looking at it and saying, okay, this is what it means to be a deacon. Now let's see how in your context that works. Yeah. And so it's going to be a real planning session for them to begin looking at the second breakout.
Yeah.
Will be a real planning session for them to begin to think, how can we most effectively serve the families of our church?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited about it. Like I said, we're gonna have the pregnancy center. We're gonna have an opportunity to serve them. And something else that we're trying is we are going to take up an offering towards the end of our closing session. Mm-hmm. And normally we would ask an offering for the host church and help offset some of the cost of the meal. Well, this time what we're doing is each association is chipping in from their general accounts to help cover the cost of the whole thing.
Great.
Which includes the meal, which is one of the big ticket items, right? Is feeding folks. And we're going to have a really good meal that the folks at First Gonzalez, they've got some real great chefs. And so they're going to make a really delicious meal. We're not doing like croissant sandwiches or something like that. No offense to croissant sandwiches. But it's going to be a good home cooked, hot. I think they're doing maybe barbecue stuff, but it's going to be good, right? Okay. But we're going to pay for all of that out of associational funds. Yeah. So when you bring your offering, well, what we want you to do is bring an offering to support missions.
Yeah.
And so the plan is that if your church is supporting a missionary, not a missions organization,
Okay.
but a specific missionary or missionary couple, if you're supporting that missionary financially, this is our only requirement, is that you support them financially yourself.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you can't say, well, my third cousin removed is
Yeah.
a missionary.
Yeah.
But if your church is supporting them financially, we say, if you trust them enough to invest in them,
Yeah.
we trust you.
Nice.
And so you submit the name of that missionary couple, and they'll get a portion of what we take in, even portion.
Yeah.
So if we get two missionaries supported, we're going to divide it in half and send it.
Right.
If it's
That's
10,
awesome.
it'll be divided by 10 and be sent out to.
Yeah.
And it will. Well, I'm trying to. I haven't figured out exactly how we're going to do that, but we may end up just sending it to your church and you send it on to them as a gift. We'll figure it out.
figure that out, yeah.
But that's the idea.
Yeah.
And so if you go for our churches, if you go to southcentralarea.net/annual, ANNUAL, you'll see all this information. You'll see all the breakouts, and we've got titles to the breakouts, and you'll see the registration. And you'll also see how you can submit the name of your missionary that you support.
Okay.
And we're trying to get those names in as soon as we
As soon as
can.
possible.
Because part of what we want to do as well is we want to promote that missionary, not just get an offering and send it off to them.
Yeah.
But is it possible that we've got some churches in either association that is looking to support a missionary?
That's real good.
And they just need a name.
Yeah.
And they need that recommendation from another church to give them
Right.
that kind of confidence that
Right.
these are folks that we want to send money
Yeah.
to. And in no way am I saying that you shouldn't give, to Lottie Moon
Sure.
or
Oh,
Annie
yeah.
Armstrong.
No, this is in addition to-
Yeah. There is something I think that is good and beneficial to the local church to be connected with a specific missionary,
I like
in
that.
addition to giving
Right.
to missions organizations like NAM and IMB.
Right.
Those, please hear me, those are worthwhile.
Right.
Keep giving to those. They're doing
Right.
great work.
Yeah.
But there's something good about knowing the names and the faces and the stories.
true.
And actually, one of our breakouts, led by Tim Rowell, pastor at Flatonia, they do a tremendous job with this. And he's going to share some great insights on if you want to, maybe you're already doing that, but you want to take it up a level.
Yeah.
And find ways to even strengthen that partnership you have with your missionaries. He's going to be a great one to sit in his
Yeah, he
session.
just
So-
took a trip recently.
Yeah, they're taking trips
Yeah, regularly.
regularly.
Right.
So,
So October 11th. what
October
time?
11th, First Baptist Gonzalez. Registration will be from 8:30 to 9. 9 o'clock will be the first session. Martin Cherry, who's a tremendous worship
Yes.
leader. I mean, he's associate pastor over worship, but is just a tremendous musician and worship leader. He's going to lead us in worship. Keith Durham's going to talk about, I can't remember the exact title, but what every pastor wants their members to know.
Nice.
Something along those lines.
Good.
So pastors, you're going to want to bring your people, and
Yes.
people, you're going to want to come because it's going to be a good message from Keith. And then I'm going to give my DOM report, just talk about where we've been. And then in the afternoon session, we'll do a little bit more worship, and then we'll talk about where we're going, and then
Good.
we'll have our offering that we'll take up.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be great.
And it would help for people to register, and they can
Yeah.
register where?
Yeah, so registration helps us figure out where to put everybody.
Yeah.
At
And
First
food.
Baptist Gonzalez, they got lots of rooms, but they are of varying size.
Yes.
So we kind of got to get an idea of how big breakouts are to know what room to put them in. And then obviously we don't want to waste money on food, and we definitely don't want to run out of food.
Right.
So it helps us with the food stuff, lets us know what to expect with the child care stuff. And so you can do all that at southcentralarea.net/annual. You'll see clearly where to register. You'll click on a link. It'll take you to a Google form, fill it out. Now, we don't have group registration. So if you can download it, the form, and pass it around to your people and get them to fill it out. And then
Okay.
you can either go back onto that Google form and fill them out individually, or you can scan them and send them to me, or take a picture and text it to me, however you need to get the info to us.
Good.
But just know there's no, it was just too complicated to try to do like
Yeah.
group registration, and
Right.
I'm not even sure how to do that.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
But that's how, you'll find the registration links at the website, and I'll include that link in the show notes
Good.
so people can click
Yeah,
on it.
it's going to be a good day. I encourage
I'm excited.
folks. Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm
Thank
looking
you
forward
for-
to it.
thank you for volunteering
Thanks
your
for
time.
inviting me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Good. All right. Well, now, folks, you have learned a little more about Matt Singleton, and I hope you have enjoyed this. It's been fun, and maybe we'll do something similar to it another time. But Matt, thanks for letting me hijack your show.
That's been great.
And let the people know a little bit more about you. So we thank you for listening, folks.
If they did.
If they did, we're
right.
counting on that they did. All right, there you go.
Thanks, Walter. Enjoyed it.